Quote number 1. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask, and he will tell you the truth. This means that people never want to come on the front line. They want to stay anonymous. One example which is relevant here is that in elections, people are comfortable voting if the voting process is anonymous. If it is not, then majority of people might not vote for the desired candidates. Another example which is relevant here is that trollers are actually people who make fake accounts and often tend to troll celebrities instead of displaying their true identity. One important thing to understand here is that any person cannot be anonymous with his own self. So he or she should always try to be true to their own selves. Quote number 2. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. This means that some people emit happy vibes. They themselves are happy and keep others happy. These people are intrinsically like that. They are extremely friendly and have a great sense of humor. All of these depend on the person's thinking, conditioning and morals. On the other hand, some people do not spread happiness. When they leave a room, people in the room become happy. These people actually make others feel uncomfortable with their energies. In short, some people come with happiness when they arrive. Some people take away happiness when they arrive. And what we should learn is to stay away from the people who take happiness away with their presence. Quote number 3. Education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing that is worth knowing can be taught. This means that education is a valuable asset, but the right kind of education is important for the growth of a person. But the problem is that in our society the kind of teachings we are getting are not practical and they can't be used for our mental growth. The purpose of education is to encourage people to think and solve the problems of their life. But the kind of education that is being provided is not adding to the thinking of a particular person. Many facts are being taught which have nothing to do with our life. This kind of education actually burdens the mind instead of making it free. One important thing to understand here is that nothing can be taught and it is completely up to the person if he or she is willing to learn. Quote number 4. Keep love in your heart. A life without it is like a sunless garden when the flowers are dead. This means that love is the most powerful thing there is and it conquers all. Any person who doesn't have love in his or her heart is as good as dead. His or her life is like a garden which has no sunlight shining upon it, which is perhaps one of the most important thing for plants' growth. In that particular garden, the flowers, which are considered to be the actual beauty of the garden, are actually dead. Love is something because of which human beings exist. Love can be for a person, thing, for work, etc. Life without love is like body without a soul. Quote number 5. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. This means that life is unfair for everyone. We all have different problems in our life and all of us are struggling. Only 0.01% of people actually choose not to give up on the dreams and despite the challenges choose to remain firm. These are people who actually find greater purposes in life. They actually create bigger challenges for themselves because they know that consistent learning and growth is important for moving forward in life. These people actually achieve success and financial freedom and are able to make it big in life. Quote number 6. What is a cynic? A man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. This means that there is actually a subtle difference between price and value. Price is basically the cost of a particular thing at the surface level. On the other hand, value is the measure of potential of something which is not at a surface level or short term. Value is beyond financial cost. For example, a cynic would look at a piece of art materialistically without actually realizing the worth of expression and beauty that the artist put into the art piece. One thing to understand here is that we should try to see beyond the price of everything because it will always give us benefits in the long term. Quote number 7. A man who does not think for himself does not think at all. This means that one must think of himself or herself first. He or she should not care about what the world thinks and do what is better for him or her. This is actually important because you spend 24 hours of the day with your own self. So you know what is better for you and what is not. This in reality means that you are free from all distractions and interferences and you depend on no one else for anything. Another interpretation of this could be that it is not necessary that what you think about other people is actually right for them. In that case, you are wasting your time. This quote does not mean that you shouldn't think about others at all. It actually means that in the process of thinking about others, you should not forget your own self.